Hey everybody, so we're going to talk about width versus narrow, or I should say wide versus narrow when we talk about your width in this golf swing, okay? One thing we're going to really talk about a lot in these future lessons as we help you build your swing in the next 12 months. So what is width? Width is how far things are from your body, okay? So you can see if my hands and club are far from me, this is what we consider wide, okay? If this is wide, you can see the club head is very far, we have a very wide arc. Narrow is if things are very folded, very close to me. You can see as I narrow up, my hands get closer, the club gets closer. You can really see this from this face-on view, okay? Things get very narrow. So things that narrow things up are this. Folding of your arms, hinging of your wrist, okay? Typically, two very common faults you see in a lot of amateur golfers have too much of is too much fold and too much hinge of the wrist, which make it very narrow. We want to widen that out. So what we have to feel like we do is the arms are straighter and less hinge, okay? One thing we're going to really talk about is, and we've mentioned before in the introduction videos, is feel and real is not the same. For a lot of players, them feeling straight right arm with no hinge, which may look like this, actually is this in reality. But this is the right amount of right arm fold or trail arm fold, the right amount of wrist hinge. People who try to feel the right amount of arm fold or wrist hinge typically go too far past and now they get too narrow. So we've got to make sure that we trust the cues I'm going to suggest for you guys to get that width in the swing, okay? So just as a wrap up, width is things being far from you. Narrow is things being close to you, okay? We typically don't want things to be narrow. We want things to be wide. So that is wide versus narrow when we talk about the width. Any questions, let the team know. And then we're going to really talk about these things as we start building the swing in the coming videos. Thanks, guys.